disappointed, obviously, in the outcome of the game. You give up 14 points and your defense isn't even on the field. You come out and start the second half. We didn't play very well offensively in the first half, obviously. Field position was horrible. We couldn't get anything going in the run game to take any pressure off Ryan. But we just got nothing going offensively in the first half at all. And I think we started 3 or 4 drives inside our 10-yard line. But we couldn't get off the goal line, couldn't flip the field. Played pretty well in defense in the first half. You go into halftime and come out in the second half, they maxed us on the empties, and it was a nice play call and good execution by our players to score, start the second half. You come out the first series defensively, got 2 critical third downs we should get off the field, and we don't get off the field, let them keep the drive on, but still we answer, we come back down the field and you give up a 99-yard touchdown in that situation. It's hard to win on the road when you ain't on the field 2 times and your offense gives up 14 points. But we didn't get enough going offensively, we didn't get enough in the run game, we got whipped up front. And then defensively, we just we got to be able to get off the field on third down in some critical situations in the second half, and they obviously wore us down a little bit, but we got to stay on the field more offensively. So give them credit. Disappointed with that. I thought we had good preparation this week, and disappointed with the outcome. And I open up for any questions.
Will, was Ryan playing hurt?
Well, I mean, he had some soreness in his elbow this week, and we didn't throw him on Wednesday. But again, we'll go back and evaluate. And certainly, he would not have played if he was hurt. So he was not hurt, and we'll go back and evaluate the things we got to do. We didn't help Ryan today much, and we didn't get anything in the run game. There was a lot of pressure, whether it was 4 or 5 man pressures that they brought. We didn't do a lot to help Ryan, and that's the disappointing part of that. Caron came in and did some nice things, and we'll continue to evaluate what we need to do moving forward. But he didn't throw on Wednesday, just had some soreness, and he would not have played if he was hurt. So he was cleared by our medical staff.
Sorry, it did seem like he was missing on a lot of routes. Is that just?
Yeah, well, I think they had some tight coverage. We knew coming in the game they were going to play a lot of cover 1, and which they did. They played a lot of tight coverage, and they had some tight windows to throw it into. They played more zone as the game went on, and that helped us a little bit. But give them credit.
Did you get some kind of explanation on that sort of weird backwards lateral Ryan caught it?
They technically ruled that he had caught the ball, and therefore when he threw it backwards, they ruled it as a fumble.
Have you ever seen any play like that before?
I have not.
Where did you think you were going to be able to attack them offensively?
What's that?
As an offense, how did you think you would be able to?
Well, we felt like we had some good things in the run game going that we just obviously got whipped. I mean, we didn't have anything get anything going in the run game going. We wanted to create some shots down the field off the run game, which we never really got to the run game to become much of a threat in the game in the first half. Field position was a killer. We were backed up, and obviously I felt like we were playing pretty well that time defensively. They certainly didn't want to make a mistake backed up. So came out in the second half, and I thought we did a much better job of moving the football and identifying some things that we could do. But going in the game, we felt like we'd be able to run the football, and we weren't able to do it at all.
It seemed like y'all had a good game on the offensive line against Alabama.
Yeah.
I'm surprised by what happened out there today with those guys.
Well, they're schematically they're very different. They're a vertical attack team, and we felt like we had a good plan going in. Obviously, we didn't. They're much different how they play up front as opposed to Alabama.
Was Ryan's soreness a byproduct of the Alabama game? Did he get hurt late in the game? Or?
No, he's been fine.
Do you think you were too RPO heavy today? Kept you from getting in the run?
Well, we'll go back and look at it. Obviously, that we run a lot of RPOs, which has been very good for us. So we probably need to evaluate that a little bit and look at it and make sure that we're making the right decisions and whether or not, how we're fitting it from whether we're reading a front level or second level defender. So we need to go back and look at that.
On that interception for Ryan, what did you see him kind of reading, and what kind of did the defense do that sort of got him off?
Well, the guy just made a nice play on the ball. He stepped in front of him, and we don't need to take the ball there at that time. I'd rather watch the film before I start commenting on what happened.
Was that an RPO, that interception?
Yes.
We're looking at it going forward. If the elbow continues to be sore, do you open the QB competition?
Well, we just need to do what's best for our team right now, and number one, what's best for Ryan's health. We'll evaluate that. Again, the elbow was never brought up on the sideline today about anything as far as that was concerned.
What was the message to your team, I guess, in the locker room?
Let's get back to work. That's all we can do right now. Let's get back to work and try and find a way to get a win. That's what we need to do. We'll have a great crowd at Williams-Bryson Saturday night in our stadium, and I know our fans will be there excited about it, and we'll be there too. So we need to get back to work and find some answers on what we can do to play more consistently as a team. We just haven't been very consistent at all in anything.
Do you feel like you need to make some major changes, or do you think?
No,
It's gonna-
I think we've improved defensively. Obviously, the numbers won't show that because of the number of snaps you played. But I think we made some strides here defensively against a good offensive football team. You know, we had nothing on offense in the first half. I mean, just nothing. And again, go back and evaluate, you know, what happened as far as those things are concerned, and continue to search for answers. We got a lot of ball to play, and we just need to go back and find some answers. You know, but I thought the second half, I mean, again, I thought we had a couple nice drives. They hadn't changed how they were playing. They were playing the same way they had played in the first half. We had a little better, put our players in some better situations.
Will, defensively, it seemed like you guys were playing to take away, or to force Kelly Bryant to throw. Was that the plan?
Yeah, we wanted to stop the run. We didn't get hurt by the two running backs. Roundtree, you know, was right at 3 yards a carry, and Beatty was right at less than 2 yards a carry. You know, Kelly Bryant hurt us with a couple quarterback counters and some things, but you know, the critical drive was the third down drive in the second half and the 2 third downs. And they caught us in a tempo. We didn't get a line, you know, where we should have been, and those 3 plays really crushed us in the second half as far as after we came down with a big score to Bryan, and then we've got to answer there defensively on the road, and we did not.
Did you like what you saw out of eBay and Roderick starting the game at safety?
We'll go back and evaluate. I don't want to make any comments.
Was fatigue a factor defensively in the second
Yeah,
half?
I think, you know, I knew at halftime we came in, I said, how many snaps we played? And I thought it was around 50, and it was 54. And, you know, there was times we're rushing forward, we got there early, and we weren't getting there as much. So, I mean, again, that's a byproduct of staying on the field offensively. We didn't stay on the field in the first half. We were backed up. We were in our territory for the most of the game just because of the field position issue. So we'll just, again, we got to continue to fight through that.
Where do you think the improvements have come defensively?
I think we're playing well up front. I thought we fit the runs well. I mean, today you didn't. I mean, you know, other than the quarterback run game, they hurt us on 3 quarterback counters, or 2 quarterback counters in a zone read. Other than that, I thought we fit the runs pretty well. I mean, as far as those things are concerned. So we just got to, you know, continue to improve there in the run game. If you're able to do that, then you know, hopefully be able to continue to improve as a unit.
Did the amount of running that Kelly Bryant did come as a surprise at all?
What's that?
Did the amount of running that Kelly Bryant
No,
did come as
we figured there'd be some run game.
What did you see going right on that DJ Wanham pick 6? What kind of happened there in your eyes?
That was a screen that we felt like they would feature coming in as much as we match up on the backside with our linebacker on the back, and DJ just made a really good play.
How do you think Ryan responded to what is his worst game, a poor game compared
Sure,
to his first?
I think Ryan will respond fine. He's extremely bright, he's extremely intelligent, he's got a lot of confidence, and this is part of being, you know, a quarterback in South Carolina. It's part of being a quarterback in the SEC. It's not all going to be perfect, and it's tough, and we can't put him in tough situations, especially in that first half. We've got to find some ways to run the football and take some pressure off him in these situations. We did not.
You think he maintained that throughout the game as much as he was getting hit?
Yeah, I thought he continued to battle and fight and be who he is, and so we got to continue to support him.
Anything else for Coach?
All right, thank you.